Your debt to income ratio is probably the single most important number that a lender looks at when qualifying you for how much home can you qualify for. I always relate your debt to income ratio to your blood pressure. Every time we go to the doctor, whether it's a dentist or a regular doctor, the first thing they do is they make you get on that scale and then they take your blood pressure, and they always tell you what that number is. I should probably know what that is, but I don't. Debt to income ratio is the same thing. So pay attention to this number even though I don't know what the blood pressure number is supposed to be. At any rate, your debt, what we look at from a lender's perspective, and this is just your standard back to high school days fraction. So you have your monthly debt on the top of the fraction, and you have your monthly income. So let's talk about what's in your monthly debt. It's going to be items that report to your credit report. So things like personal loans, car loans, boat loans, credit cards, which include Home Depot, Best Buy, any retail type store, anything that reports to your credit report. In that monthly figure, when we pull your report, that's what an underwriter goes off of. And we're going to add up all of those monthly debts. We're going to put it here. There's also things that, the few things that won't be on there are items that report to your tax return, which we'll talk about in a different video labeled tax returns. But child support is another one. So when we get your pay stub, if you have a child support debt that reports on that, we're going to see it because we need a pay stub. So you would want to include that in this figure as well. Then we calculate your total income. Your income is typically, your monthly salary, if you get paid an hourly wage, if there's commissions, if you're self-employed. We're going to take that number, we're going to divide it by 12, and we're going to put it here. And if we're excluding your mortgage, you want your ratio to equal 30% or less. This is prior to including what your new mortgage loan will be. So prior to that payment, you want to be 30% or less. That means that you're financially healthy. When we include your maximum purchase price and the maximum loan that you can afford, we have to stay at 45% or less. That's for a conventional loan. There are situations where we can go to 50%, even 55%, but those are loan specific. We'll get into that when we talk over the phone. So 45% including your new mortgage payment and all the debt divided by your income. And what this means, so what this ratio or this blood pressure number means is how financially fit are you. 45% of your gross monthly income is going towards your debt. The other 55% is going to those items that don't report on your bureau, like child care, groceries, water, phone, those types of items. The IRS is going to make up the majority of that 55%. But responsible lending and mortgage lending, we're never going to allow you to buy too much home that you can afford. So with your new mortgage payment, we stay at that financial fitness of 45% or less on conventional loans. If you're trying to figure out what it is currently without a mortgage debt, you want to be at 30% or below. Thanks. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call.